Hey, all right. We finally got connected. Father Elon has given us some internet. So we will go on here and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Noah Gregson reinstated today. He is going to run some ARCA or something. I just caught that as I was coming in, trying to get the whole internet thing. So that, of course, the other big story is all the, in my opinion, manufactured drama from the Chase Elliott Kyle Larson deal. I feel like I think I saw something where Chase Elliott came out and spoke about it and said they're cool now. So, like I said, I think between those two, it's much ado about nothing. I think they definitely have a rivalry along with William Byron and probably Alex Bowman as the who wants to be the top dog at Hendrick. But I seriously doubt that they actually dislike each other outside of being on the racetrack with each other. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but it is what it is. What else? The stage cautions are back for the Roval. That was another big story. I didn't cover that in the video because I felt says stages for sure. Never, not on any track. Yeah, I agree with you. So you can keep the stages. Let's just get rid of the stage cautions. I think that's definitely good. Aaron Flynn, what's up? Good to see you on here as always. Shaw, what's up? Let's see. Billy Joe says, "Is your last name really Mr. Snow, BB? Because that's BA." Nah, that's just that's just what I named my modem or whatever for obvious reasons. What's up, BB? What's up, Chrome Diesel? Mr. Pearson, cheers to you as well, my friend. Glad we could all jump on here today. Father Elon has given us it's just really the only reason I lost it for about an hour or two. Let's see. In between the lanes, what's going on? Nobody ever wants to play second fiddle, says Billy Joe. Yeah, I think that's all it really is. Like, look, he's had a frustrating year. It definitely wasn't a good look, and I still don't understand why at some point his spotter didn't come over the radio and say, "Hey, you were 4 wide there. That's why he hit you." Now, he might not have been able to get on the radio and tell him before Chase Elliott bumped him, but he definitely had enough time to tell him at some point before the race ended, because after the race ended, Chase Elliott got out of the car and had some words for Kyle Larson then. So at some point, the spotter for Chase Elliott, Eddie DeHaan, has to tell Chase Elliott, "Hey, he didn't do that on purpose. You were 4 wide." That's the part of it I don't understand. That's the big piece of it that is missing to me, but I'm sure they all discussed it and got over it. Let's see. Danielle tried going for sound bites this week. Ridiculous, says OJ. Yes, even her, even if you agree with her, you have to admit informative the way she presented the information. And look, she's not a dummy. She's got a job to do. Her job is to get views and clicks. She really feels quite that strongly about it. This is not the first time she's done something like that. She was on the anti-Ross Chastain train for a long time too. So this is just part of what she does. It's part of her job. I'm not hating on her. In fact, what she did from one perspective, if you don't care about that type of stuff, it's kind of smart because she's getting exactly what she wants. We're talking about it, right? So she did her job well as far as that goes. But I doubt she actually believes that. Saying he's not mentally healthy right now, I was like, what are you talking? I was like, that's a little bit far, but whatever. I guess if you're drama farming, go for it. No more stage cautions, period, says one wise guy. Yeah, I agree with you. The stage cautions definitely. You can throw those in the trash. You can keep the stages if you want to. Just get rid of the stage cautions. The Mountain Dew is back with Justin Haley at Bristol for the night race on Saturday. Brought to you by Food City. I think that's who got the deal with Mountain Dew done. So yeah, for sure, that is a really good looking car, and I can't think of the dude's name, but I followed him on Twitter. He seems like a really good dude. Great job by him. I'll try to find his name. I'll try to throw him in the next episode and find his name, because he definitely did. It's one of my favorite paint schemes of the year so far. Stages, yes. Stage cautions, no. I like the last 2 road races. McDowell was solid. Probably don't get that result with cautions to reset the field. And then I'm a Byron fan, so of course I like Watkins Glen. Yeah, so that's another thing. If Michael McDowell can pull the miracle of miracles and get the win at Bristol, he could actually get the win at the Charlotte Roval too. So I don't know if Michael McDowell can win at Bristol, but that's something out there. Gregson reinstated, says Mark Barnum. Yeah, so once again, Noah Gregson reinstated. I think he's racing in ARCA or something like that this weekend. So we'll see, or maybe K&N. I can't remember, but he's racing this weekend somewhere. PC gone rogue. You're right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily have a problem with her take, but I feel like it was just like a little bit performative. Stage cautions is an act of terrorism, says Chrome Diesel. We probably just got a yellow swipe for that. It's all good. Choppy feed, says Shot. Yeah, there's a massive storm. I don't know if you can hear it. There's a massive storm going out outside, so I don't know how good the internet's going to be, but we've got what we've got sort of today. Dropping my pixel level, says Shop. Howdy from Canuckistan. We stood by while you had technical difficulties. Peace. Let's gossip and speculate, says Robin Marks. For sure, that's what we're here to do. Gossip and speculate, no doubt about it. That's it's always a good time here. Like I said, just whatever you guys want to talk about is what these ones on Tuesday night are about. They will never get rid of stages. It keeps the field tighter and the endings more dramatic, says Jay Santos. And also, it gives you a built-in TV break. So I feel like that's the bigger issue. I feel like that's the bigger issue as to why they do it. You get extra commercials if you do stage breaks. Shah says, "Hey, you hoser, what's going on, Shah?" Talking to Robin Marks, of course. I've resigned to the fact that Truex has a chance, but this round is pretty much set. Says one guy, one wise guy. Sorry about that, wise guy. Yeah, for sure, Truex, he definitely can get in there. Bristol, he's not got bad numbers at Bristol, if I remember correctly. Let me pull those numbers up really quickly. Let's see, where's Truex? Oh, where's the average finish at? Nope, I take that back. He has an average finish of 21st. 21st. 21.8 here. He does have one top 10, and he has led 5. So maybe not a strong. I thought it was a strong track for him. But maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I guess a different Toyota. Chase is being distracted by the woman in his life now, says Baron Von Weaves. So there you go. Let's jump right into the gossip. Get super gossipy about it. Yeah, I don't know anything about all that stuff. I actually stay out of all that stuff, but he might be. You never know. You never know. Let's see. Howdy Hosehead and howdy y'all, says Robin Marks. Stages and Cup series are good. Keep them racing hard over long laps, but not really needed in the Xfinity or trucks. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like the truck races are so short. I don't think you need a stage break at all in those. But NASCAR is going to do it because I feel like they're just built-in commercial opportunities. Have you talked about Ty Majeski getting penalized yet, says Whitman? So, yeah, Ty Majeski didn't challenge the penalty or whatever. He basically had a bleeder valve on his tire, which it basically keeps the tire at a certain tire pressure, which is a massive advantage when you're racing. So they got caught with that. They were caught on pit road because one of the officials walked by and they could hear the tire releasing the air. So that's how they got caught. If you're going to do the bleeder valve thing, you can't do it before the race because that's how you're going to – allegedly, if I knew anything about it, you wouldn't do it before the race because you get caught like they got caught. Let's see here. Right now you're clear, says Robin Marks. Yeah, hopefully it stays clear the rest of the way. Like I said, I got a storm going on outside, so if the signal drops up and down, I had a hard time getting on. Let's see. Chase might be distracted with the sponsorship appearances. Maybe would you too, BB? LOL, says OJ and Toothpaste. I don't know that I'd be distracted. I worked in food service for a long time. I was friends with many a waitress, so that came and went. That fascination has come and went. As far as that goes. My feed was choppy. I closed it out and then relaunched it, the live, and it was fixed. It fixed the issue, says Say Kyle. Also gave me another chance to make sure I hit the like button. Yeah, so if you want to hit the like button, help us out today, that would be much appreciated. Can you do a John Force impression, BB? LOL says in between the lanes. I can't do a John Force impression because I don't know that I can talk that fast or be that hyped up. He's his own character. He's a hard one to impersonate. Lord knows we want more commercials, says Shai. Yeah, for sure. Thank God we get some more commercials. That's what I was. You know what's funny about that? College football. I've seen several videos on YouTube about from college football channels. They're complaining about how many commercials are in college football now. I'm like, oh, you guys are behind the curve. NASCAR's had tons of commercials for a long time. So college football is catching up to NASCAR as far as excessive commercials now. Chip Kelly even made a comment about it. I think he's the UCLA head coach now. After the UCLA game or something like that. I would not mind the commercial so much if they had more than 5 different commercials. That's probably the biggest deal. Like, it's the same 5 commercials over and over again. Truex has bad luck at Bristol, says one wise guy. I was thinking he actually races good there, but you're probably right. Chase is only the most popular driver because his dad's fans. and everyone in Georgia votes for him a billion times, says Escobar. I don't know. I feel like every time I go, well, I am in the Southeast though, so I feel like every time I go to a racetrack, I see like a ton of Chase Elliott merchandise though, like people wearing the T-shirts and stuff like that. So I don't know. I need to go next race I go to outside of the Southeast. I'll check it out. I feel like Arizona was a good mix of all fans though. That was the championship race. Phoenix, there was a good mix of all fans. I felt like Phoenix, Arizona was definitely Toyota heavy though. So let's see. We turn off the volume when they play their propaganda commercials. Says Jay Santos. 2024 Ford F-150 just revealed to be interesting how it looks on the race truck. Says in between the lanes. The funny thing about the Ford Lightning, the CEO of Ford just test drove it, and he said we've got a lot of work to do on these things. So I was like, wouldn't you test drive that before you put it out in public yourself as the CEO? But I thought that was interesting. Maybe I'll make a video about that later this year. Larson gets the MOD vote over Chase. He would lose it, says Mark Barnum. Most popular driver over Chase. He would lose it. Chase would lose it, you're saying. Let's see. Oh dear, I forgot to like, says Shaw. Tisk tisk. So yeah, if you want to hit the like button, don't feel pressured to, but it would be much appreciated. NASCAR wants to manufacture racing with stage caution, says Joseph Wooten. I feel like that's the other side of it too. I feel like it's two parts. One, you get a built-in commercial, and two, you get a built-in restart. And everybody knows restarts create the most cautions, so cautions breed cautions, as Darrell Waltrip famously used to say. My sister-in-law was a Hooters girl. I definitely made sure my kid was good looking in the family tree from the mama side. Says I say Kyle, not Cal. So there you go. Let's see. What's up, BB? Everything is going good for you, bud. It is going good for me. I appreciate you, Ken. I went to Wally World tonight and found Eric Jones's GNR hauler. Oh, that's rad. That's a good looking hauler, by the way. If you haven't seen that diecast, definitely a really good looking hauler. So if you find it out in the wild, it's a good day for you if you're interested in that type of thing. Pretty stoked. That's what's the diecast that you found recently that you enjoyed? I actually just took it away. I had it on here last episode, but the Noah Gregson Wendy's number 42 for Legacy Motor Club. I really like that paint job a whole lot. It's got the red and the petty blue in it, which I really like, and then it's got black and gold, which is my other second favorite color scheme. And if you look at the weighting screen or whatever that pops up on all these, it's the same basically color scheme: red, white, and blue, and then you got black and gold. So I just like that color combination, and that car just really looks good. And even though it's a 164, like it's probably right now, as far as looks go, one of my favorite looking cars. Chase Elliott just having an off year. It happens, says Joseph Wooten. That's what I feel about it too. Like half of the frustration is he's trying to be the man at Hendrick. The other half of that frustration has to be like he has just had a really bad year. And every driver from time to time has a bad year, regardless of how good they are. We've seen Kevin Harvick have bad years, and he's one of the best to do it. We've seen Denny Hamlin have some bad years. His numbers the last 5 years have been some of the best numbers in it. Like, just name a driver. Eventually, they're going to have a year where they just look like they've never drove a race car before. 1992, Dale Earnhardt Sr., he had probably the worst year I could ever remember. He finished 12th in points, and I felt like he was 43rd in points from a fan standpoint. So every driver has a bad season from time to time, and the frustration eventually will boil over. National Association of Showing Commercials All Race, says Cody Ledger. Yeah. So hopefully I said your last name right. But yeah, that's a good acronym. That's the new acronym for NASCAR. Chase is a spoiled brat, says Shaw. He might be, but I mean, I feel like the spotter didn't give him all the information either. Like, you can make the argument that, Eddie DeHaan didn't have enough time to tell him before he doored Larson. But after the race, by the time the race had ended, Eddie DeHaan should have cleared the air about that. Because even after the race, Chase Elliott went up, and you could tell he was still mad, and he had some words for Kyle Larson after the race. So sometime between the incident happening and the end of the race, Eddie DeHaan had time to tell Chase Elliott, hey, man, like, you were 4 wide there. He didn't door you on purpose or whatever. So part of it was a failure on many people's parts there. So it is what it is. NASCAR needs TV timeouts, says Joseph Wooten. So, yeah, that's actually what Chip Kelly was complaining about in the UCLA deal. There was too many TV timeouts. he said they ran something like 36 plays in the first quarter. So something insane. When a race starts, I pause it and go do things for a half hour, then come back and fast forward through all the crap. Says Shaw, that's not necessarily a bad strategy. I would probably do that if I didn't occasionally want to live tweet. Let's see. Logano has been politicking for stage cautions, says one wise guy. I mean, yeah, certain drivers are going to want certain things because it benefits them. Like Kyle Busch definitely probably lobbied for practice, because if you give Kyle Busch practice, he's a much better driver. Chase brought all the issues on himself. No sympathy, says Shaw. I'm not saying have sympathy for him. I'm just saying he wasn't working with a full set of information. All he knew was that the 5 car hit him. So it is what it is. He's still responsible for his own actions after the fact. I do agree with you there. Glad to see. No, I'm not asking for sympathy for Chase. I'm just saying he didn't have a full amount of information, but he is responsible for his actions regardless. So I do agree with you there. Glad to see Noah Gragson can come back to NASCAR now, says OJ and Toothpaste. Yeah, so he went through the so now we have a timeline, I guess. If you compare Denny Hamlin's similar issue to Noah Gregson's, take that and cut it in half, and we have an average for if you mess up on social media now. Munoz ain't got a chance to win with Noah running, says one wise guy. Yeah, that's probably a fair statement. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Noah gets done over there at Bristol. Landon Pembleton driving the number 3 in the ARCA race, so check him out as well. I'll be pulling for him. Somebody I used to work for in late models, so if you see that number 3, Landon Pembleton, and you're not pulling for anybody in ARCA, feel free to pull for him, because he's a great kid, great family. Bill Elliott doesn't seem to like the kind of guy that would raise a spoiled brat. Chase always seemed humble and respectful until recently, says Jay Santos. I think he's just had a frustration. Like, look, when things are going bad, you're not always in your best mood, so it is. Do you think JR will snag? That being said, you still gotta know you're in public, so, and control your actions. BB, you think Junior will snag Katie Edinger? Says Mark Barnum. I don't know. I think his sister would probably be the one that would snag her, but I don't know who they're going to put in the Cars Tour car if Carson Voppel, which I do personally think, because he's not racing ARCA for no reason. If they do put Carson Voppel in the Xfinity car, I don't know who they would go for in the Cars Tour car. So that would be a real good question. My real question would be how much power can NASCAR have for the next TV deal instead of what TV provider you want. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't have any idea about that, Diesel. I don't know exactly how that's going down. It really came out of the blue that they did the Xfinity deal with the WB. So that's just been very interesting. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this whole TV deal all the way plays out. BB, I never judge a person on one incident. Chase is a selfish person that needs to consider the consequences of his actions. I'm sure they're going to sit down and have that conversation with him without question. I think they had that conversation with Kyle Larson when he doored Chase at what was it, Watkins Glen or wherever. I think they had that conversation with him as well. So now it's time to have that conversation with Chase Elliott, and probably in the future they might have to have that conversation with Alex Bowman or William Byron, because look, they're all competitive guys. They're all fighting for top spot. But I really doubt outside of the racetrack or outside of racing on the racetrack that they dislike each other. Make the stage break 10 minutes long. Teams can work on the car and hold positions for restarts, commercials for that 10 minutes. Says like dislike. That wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world. You have like 2 commercial blocks if you're going to do a stage race. And in that particular situation, why not just have 2 heat races and then sort of have your regular race? Because at that point, it's essentially 2 heat races and then the regular race. Jeff Gordon's body language showed he was upset. Yeah, he was definitely talking in a way so that you couldn't read what he was saying. He held his mouth kind of straight while he was talking to Kyle Larson, so you could tell he's well trained in the media. So let's not forget that he didn't want the media to read his lips as to what he was saying to Kyle Larson. So I'm sure conversations were had on Monday. And Chase Elliott has come out and said like everything's cool. So I don't think, like I said, it's a deal, but it's not as big a deal as they're making it out to be in the media. But then again, the media, they got to sell commercial slots just like everybody else, I reckon. So that's why they're blowing it up. Plus, if you think about it like this is another way of getting a Chase Elliott storyline into the playoffs. So that's another reason that they pumped it up. Jeff Gordon's, I just read that one. Watch NASCAR at four more stages, says OJ and Toothpaste. Watch NASCAR add 2 more stages next year, and we'll have 4 stages with and number 5 will be the race, says OJ and Toothpaste. So there you go. Just go full. Everything's the all-star race from here on out. Are we sure the spotter didn't tell him before he even got out of the car, says Escobar? It doesn't seem like he did. So, but you're right. I'm making an assumption there. So it just doesn't seem like anything was said. So you're right. I am making an assumption. Regarding Chase, I'm considering all of his actions this year. Go snowboarding in your off season. If Gregson's reinstated, I missed that. Gregson is reinstated. Man Cave Chronicles for sure. Good day, fake drama, says Troy. I don't know if it's necessarily fake drama, but they definitely blew it up way bigger than it had to be. Like if this was, I'll put it this way, somebody said it in the comments. If this was any other 2 drivers, it probably wouldn't be nearly this big, and I do agree with that. That was a diva moment for Chase Elliott, says Jose Rodriguez. I'm not gonna say a diva moment, but it wasn't his. I hope Gregson goes to the 31 full time, says OJ and Toothpaste. A lot of people are speculating that, so they're thinking that Colleague had some inside information as to when Noah was going to come back, and then they would make the announcement there. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But they said by Bristol, Colleague was hoping to make an announcement on the 31. So hopefully by this weekend, we'll know what the 31 car is doing. I'm all for heat races. Line up the feature by heat race results. Short feature about 1 hour, says Perry Earl. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have stages, why not just have heat races? So, I mean, that's just always been my thought process on it. I do agree with the Larson Elliott thing is overblown. Again, though, in my opinion, on Chase is all about what he has done this year to harm himself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I meant by he's not had his best year. Performance-wise, off the track, he intentionally wrecked Denny Hamlin. Like, this has not been a shining year for Chase Elliott. Yes, maybe they want to keep Chase Elliott fans interested during the playoffs since he didn't get in. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to work any storyline, like the storyline that they're currently, and somebody brought it up last live stream, I want to say, or maybe it was in the comments from another video. They said, why do they keep putting the playoff P beside Chase Elliott's name? Or is it wishful thinking? They're putting the playoffs P beside Chase Elliott, and this is from Baaaccck. I didn't just pull it out of the air. They're putting the playoff P beside Chase Elliott's name because the 9 car is in the playoffs. Chase Elliott, the driver, is not, but the 9 car is 8th in points right now. So, and the owner's points is what pays the money. So right now, Chase Elliott is racing for something. He's racing for the owner's championship. And the cool thing about that is if he wins the owner's champion, let's say he goes and wins the owner's championship in the 9, that means that Corey LaJoie, Josh Berry, and Chase Elliott have a share in an owner's championship for the car number 9. So how cool would that be if you could say that Corey LaJoie, who hasn't won yet, and Josh Berry, who hasn't won yet and hasn't even had a rookie season, are partial champions for car owner number because they both got some runs in that car. I can't remember what Chase's spotter said, but I heard it on Radioactive. He didn't help the situation any. He says like dislike. So there you go. That's what I was thinking. And so the spotter has to calm that situation down. And according to like dislike, I haven't heard the information yet, but that's what I was thinking. I feel like the spotter might have missed it or something or whatever happened, but I don't feel like the spotter calmed it down. And in Like's interpretation, he inflamed the situation. That is the exact opposite of what you want the spotter to do. So that's what I'm saying. It has to be a failure at every level. At some point, you got to tell Chase Elliott. It might even have to be the crew chief, but somebody has to tell Chase Elliott, hey, you guys were 4 wide. He didn't do it on purpose. That way you avoid the post-race after the race is over with, Chase Elliott walking down there and having words for Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott has already come out and said it's much ado about nothing. Me and Kyle Larson have had a conversation after I saw the video of what happened. So, which is pretty much what I said in the video would happen, right? Did you go back to Bubba's comments about Reddick being unstable? What was that? I still haven't figured out what he's talking about. It seems to me like he's making some weird joke, but it has to be some type of inside joke. I have no idea what Bubba Wallace was talking about there. He was like, I was trying to help him out, but he's got some like mental issues or something, and he was getting mad about it. And then Bubba laughs about it and like walks on. Like it was so weird. I don't know what. I still have no idea what he was talking about. I wish I could tell you something, but I have no idea. what Bubba Wallace was talking about in that moment. So I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. Chase Elliott with the Napa Gold filter scheme. Yeah, that's a good looking car in between the lanes. I always like that black. Like I was just talking about it, I think black and gold is one of my favorite paint schemes. So yeah, that's definitely a good looking car. Internet down here also from Storm. I'm out. Tune in next time. Appreciate you hanging out with us, Aaron. Hopefully the storm passes and your internet comes up pretty soon. One wise guy, Bubbles being Bubbles, weirdest comment ever, says Shy. Yeah, it was so bizarre. I feel like it was an inside joke between him and Tyler Reddick, but he shared it with everybody, and everybody doesn't know the context of it. So it was, I don't know. Some people have speculated that it was another jab at Kyle Petty for saying Bubba Wallace isn't mentally fit if he can't do interviews. But there's all kinds of theories and speculation about it. But I have no idea what he was actually talking about. But it was definitely it was a weird inside joke because we don't have any context for it. Chrome Diesel, I raged so much about the return of stage yellows this morning. I was so ready to throw away every NASCAR merchandise I bought from NASCAR. It's such a shame they listened to the minority and not the majority. I feel like they were listening to the TV people instead of. I think they're using the fans as a scapegoat, but I feel like they were listening to the TV folks. Sam Mayer back to Sam Mayer re-signed. Appreciate you in between the lanes. I forgot about that. But yeah, Sam Mayer has re-signed with Junior Motorsports, so he'll be back in 2024 as well. Yes, sir, says Troy. BB, did you see a day where the All-Star open to all series and we'll have Cup cars, Xfinity trucks, ARCA all in one race, 120 car field at Daytona? The only way that works, OJ, is one on Earth 2 if it's oval. But if it's a road course, you could do it like an IMSA race where you've got different classes on there at the same time, but you would have to have a road course for that many cars. So a road course would be the only way that happens on Earth 1. Earth 2, that's just the average. That's the average Wednesday night on Earth 2. We're doing that. No points, just for shits and giggles. Let's see. Bruce Garvey, if NASCAR did bow to the TV partners for stages, how long before they tell NASCAR they want time races like F1 so they can plan the TV schedule better? That's a good question, Bruce Garvey. NASCAR seems to be going a little bit down that F1 path, so maybe you might be onto something there. I've never even thought about that, but yeah, that could be something that is being negotiated that we don't know about. That Justin Haley Mountain Dew scheme for Bristol looks great. I agree with you 100%. Jay, Mark Barnum says Bubba sucks. So yeah, a lot of people not Bubba Wallace fans. He has a lot of fans too, so he's definitely a polarizing driver. Jay Santos, Bubba Wallace isn't an honest person. One wise guy wants a new poll. Tell you what, we'll close this one out. 69% say no, they don't want cautions or stuff. Who goes in the colleague car? How about that? Noah. Let's go Josephus. See, another option. Who's another person we could pop in there? Zane Smith, Richard Smith. There you go. Who goes in the colleague number 31? Will it be Noah? Will it be Josephus Hocevar? Will it be Zane Smith? Or will it be a multi-driver deal like they did with the 16 last year? So those are the options. Let's see. Bubba is doing surprisingly well. This from a guy that does not care for him. Look, he's a good driver. He reminds me a lot of like Ricky Stenhouse, where he's just like really streaky. And you've seen Ricky Stenhouse be super consistent this year until the playoffs. And then now he's imploded. But either one of those drivers can get on a good streak and go win some races or just have some really good finishes. But they just never seem to be super consistent. So if I had to compare him to any driver, I've thought about this a long time. Like if I had to compare him to any driver, he kind of really reminds me of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., where he can look like an absolute world beater. And then he can look like he has races where he's never going to finish the race again. So he's just really super streaky. I really was not expecting him to do this well, says Shaw. Derek Krause back in the number 10 colleague Xfinity Camaro for the next 3 races. So that's a big deal for Krause. I did see that the other day too. Do with vodka, says Shaw. What is it? What is it? It's not Rolling Rock. Oh man, what's Dale Jr.'s? Skyrock? Is it Skyrock vodka? It's on the hood of Landon Huffman's Chevy Camaro. So yeah, whatever the rock vodka is, do with that one. Although he's a Sundrop man now, so I guess do that with whatever. Let's see. I think Zane Smith and Haley Deegan could be twins, says Shaw. Where's Hemrick this week? So Hemrick's another one you could throw in that mix as well, because he threw his name in the hat as well. I only have 4 options, so I couldn't put him in there. Let's see. Poll, who wins in a fight, Chase or Kyle? Oh, Chase Elliott all day. Chase Elliott has the reach. Chase Elliott is the bigger dude, and several times Kyle Larson has said he's too little to fight. So Kyle Larson, not a fighter. Kyle Larson is a racer. Josephus would be a surprise for the 31. Yeah, but the way he's run recently, man, you've got to think, if you're a team owner and you've got an open option, you have strongly got to be considering Carson Hocevar, young Josephus. Josephus will go to Legacy, in my opinion, says Shaw. Legacy's already got everybody locked up, so Legacy's going to need to go grab another charter if they want to do that, because they just announced John Hunter Nemechek, and they've got Eric Jones over there. Any update on Matty D? Matty D still says he doesn't have a ride yet, so it's going to be interesting. He's another name that's been thrown around in that 31. Shaw, did Zane get implants, says Mark Barnum. And the conversation has devolved. Hi, everyone. How is everyone tonight? What's up, Kelly Combs? Good to see you on here. You think Noah will get a season? Sorry, I just joined. He's got a chance. I don't know where he's going to go. My guess would be either Trucks or Xfinity, because I feel like it's just too late in the game to get a Cup Series ride right now. But you never know. A lot of people are speculating he might be going to the 31, so we'll have to see how it all plays out. Thoughts on a pre-practice qualifying fantasy roster? You got Brad Keselowski. That's definitely a good pick. Denny Hamlin. Let me look at Hamlin's numbers here. Where is Hamlin? Hamlin has an average finish of 14th here at Bristol. You got Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's average finish here is also 14th. Him and Denny Hamlin dead even, 14.0 since 2020, by the way, which is only 2 races. The 17. So Chris Buescher has a 13.8. So he is above both the 11 and the 9. Kyle Busch definitely good here. I don't even need to look at the numbers. Kyle Busch average finish of 13.7, but he's got enough wins there. We know the Busch brothers here. And Kyle Larson by far going to be your best. He has an average finish of 3.0. 2 races, 1 win, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, 2 top 20s, 209 laps led. Kevin Harvick might be another one you want to consider here. Kevin Harvick, 297 laps led in 4 races. So some of these guys have raced 4 races here. In 4 races here with 1 win, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 4 top 20s. So I'd say Harvick, Larson, AJ Allmendinger in the race that he's had here since returning to Cup. He finished 7th last year. Eric Jones. So this could be another surprise race for Eric Jones. Eric Jones in the 4 races here has a 2nd and a 3rd. So there's some good ones you can pick from. I'll just read down the rest of the list, but your list is definitely solid. Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece. This could be where Ryan Preece gets a good finish here. William Byron, Brad Keselowski, you've already got him on there. Chase Briscoe is good here. Chris Buescher is good here. And then you got the other ones, Elliott, Hamlin, McDowell. So there you go. Those are like your top 15 there. High Rock Vodka. Wise guy. I had Sky stuck in my mind for some reason. Yeah, High Rock Vodka. So there you go. People who live in Fanville, USA, like to drink Dr. Pepper, says in between the lanes. So there you go. A little Fanville, little college football action going on there. Let's see. Mark Barnum, Deegan got an extension. Says Shaw, or needs one. Says Shaw. Kyle Larson does know Dagisu, says Whitman 22. Matty D was disappointing in the trucks. I thought he would do much better. To be fair, Jay, he built that team without a question. Shaw said Deegan needs to get some balls. Yeah, I'm not going to say all that, but I do agree with you that she needs to get more aggressive like she was in ARCA. So, what was the other one she raced in? But yeah, she needs to be more aggressive like she was before she got to the Truck Series. I feel like she's played too nice in the Truck Series, and she needs to just get meaner, to be totally honest. I hope it's Josephus. If not, I hope it's Noah, says say Kyle. Talking about who's going to the 31. Larson might know Kung Fu, says Jay Santos. Yeah, I don't know. If I ever meet him, I'll ask him for you guys. I see Deegan in the 38 seed car next year, says Mark Barnum. Yeah, so that's another one without question. Haley Deegan could definitely move to Xfinity next year. She might just need a fresh start because the truck deal just hasn't worked out for her the way everybody had hoped. That's a Deegan fan. Hi, fellas, late. I was helping with the kiddo with pre-algebra. Oh, God bless you, Roofer. LOL. I got schooled. Oh, there you go. So yeah. Always interesting when you're doing the maths, especially the way they teach them now, because they teach, I guess, both ways of how to do it, and you got to do it a certain way or you won't get credit for it. In North Carolina, laughing my butt off the Cup Xfinity ARCA All-Star Race response, says OJ and Toothpaste. Yeah, for sure. That's just a slow Wednesday on Earth too. Say Kyle said I originally had 4 over 11, but I don't trust SHR and Ford with showing up with a good horse. That's a fair point. That's definitely a fair point. I hope so. Sieg is my favorite Xfinity team. Says like dislike. They're definitely fun, man. Like the Sieg gang, they bring the fun every week. Baloneyberger to the 25 Rackley Ware Racing Silverado RST. So actually, the reason, in my opinion, that he lost his ride is they're going to put the owner's son in that 25 car. So he only would have had like 3 or 4 races until that kid turns 18 and can race in trucks. So I think that's the reason Matty D's out of that truck. That information, I found that information well after the fact. Who do you think will win this weekend in all series? Looking at the numbers, I would have to go Kyle Larson over here in the Cup Series. It could be one where you see Kevin Harvick win. I hadn't thought about all that. In the Truck Series, I feel like Corey Heim at some point, just because he had that race, in my opinion, stolen from him with that late caution. I feel like he's going to be dangerous in the Truck Series. So I got Corey Heim in the Truck Series. Xfinity, it's hard to pick against those Gibbs cars, but eventually they have to lose. It's so tough. Maybe Josh Berry for Xfinity. I want to say Austin Hill because he's a hometown guy. So I'm actually going to switch that. Austin Hill's a hometown guy, so I'm going to go Austin Hill in the Xfinity Series. Maybe Deegan should take up tennis, says Shah, in the offseason. Are all the seats taken for Kyle's truck team? Says like dislike. I don't know what they've got going on for next season. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as well. I think colleague will choose the Roofer. Appreciate it. Roofer put the merch. So if you want to check out the merch store, it is down in the description. Roofer just put it there. I think colleague will choose the driver with the most sponsorship. Says Bruce Garvey, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be in my opinion, it's going to be a rotation of drivers like they did the 16 that one year. Josefa's truck team needs faster green flag pit stops. Says Perry Arrow. Yeah, him and Corey Heim were putting on an absolute show, and neither one of them got the win. So I felt bummed out about that. Deegan could hang a pair of Spaldings inner mirror. Says Shaw. That's I forgot what Spaldings are, but that's definitely that's a Canadian term. So I don't know what you're talking about there. Collector's edition Hess truck comes out on Friday. So there you go. For all you, I know there's a bunch of people that collect those Hess trucks. The Hess truck is coming out on Friday. Do you like the current Hendrick car scheme for the 5, or should they change it up for next year? I like the one that they had last race. I would like that to be his scheme for the rest of the year. The tribute to Ricky, really cool, and I'm glad they did it for as long as they have. But I'm really liking the one that they ran actually last race. So hopefully they go to that one next year. Because even the Coke 600 car that they showed for next year, that's got a very similar scheme to that. So hopefully they'll go to that. I do like that one just a little bit better. Let's see. Deegan looks nice in her fire suit, says Jay Santos. On Wikipedia, somebody changed Larson's middle name to Miata. LOL. So actually, it is Miata. It's M-Y, though. It's instead of the I, it's M-Y-A-T-I-A or something like. It's spelled a little bit different, but one of his middle names is Miata. ACDC, we got big ones. Could be her theme song. Whatchamacallit? Aerosmith had an album called Big Ones as well. Deegan will be in Xfinity when they switch over to CW. I think she'll be a part of the marketing to new fans for sure on there. That could be for sure. Shaw says Spalding makes Balls. Yeah, I mean, I know that, but I feel like there's a, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of a different thing. There's like a, there's some type of Spalding. Maybe it's a bird or something. I don't know. Dawson Fair, where were you on 9/11? BB, I know it was yesterday. And did you hear the terrorist attack? Says Dawson Fair. I was in class when it happened, and when I was walking out, there was a really like, how do you say this? A professor that was completely full of himself, walking up the halls, just like going on about, I told him this would happen one day. I told him this would happen one day. And we had no context as what he was actually talking about in the moment. But then when we found out, we were like, your first reaction in that moment was to be like, I told you so, and not be worried about all the people that were in the building. I was like, what a dick. Like that was my 9/11. That was my initial 9/11 experience back in the day. So that was that. And after that, it was just like super somber because like I was like, what is wrong? Like that, I just remember that being my thought. I was like, what is wrong with that dude? And then just like looking at the TV for the rest of the day. Freddie Kraft to the Mets says in between the lanes, don't make me say testiculars. Oops, I said it, says Shy. If TV wants to change NASCAR, have TV tell NASCAR that Bristol dirt race looks bad on TV and go back to concrete. Yeah, I'm kind of over the dirt race at Bristol. They need to do the dirt race on a real dirt track. I agree with you there. Appreciate you, Shy. Like, so I knew that from another channel I watch. So now it's actually starting to click. I don't know if you watch the guy that does like the undercover camping, Steve Wallace. He said that, and that's why I remembered what he was talking about. I agree with you, BB, but they should make the orange color on the Coke 600 car red for his primary next year. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, definitely switch the orange to red. But yeah, definitely that scheme, but with the actually red, white, and blue colors for sure. I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers, says OJ and Toothpaste. Yeah, he's getting memed on pretty hard today. Like, it's a bad deal for him. Like, I've seen a bunch of memes showing him running out of the tunnel, and then they pop it up and say Aaron Rodgers 2023 highlights or for the season or something. He's getting memed on pretty bad. Feel bad for the Jets fans too. Chase can't handle the fact that Larson is the better driver, says Alan Rich. I think there's definitely a competitive aspect to it, but I don't think that they necessarily dislike each other off the track. I think it's just an on the track competitive thing. I was shoveling bank run gravel, says Roofer, talking about where he was at. OJ and Toothpaste, it's going to be a long season for us, but I'm happy they still got the win. Finally got our quarterback. Well, yeah, Zach Wilson. So there you go. Let's see. OBB, you're such a prude, says Shaw. I'm not a prude. It's just there's rules for the platform. Like if there wasn't, I'd let it rip after dark. So after we would do another live stream after 12 or whatever. I was delivering cookies to some grocery stores, says Mark Barnum. Duke Chronic says, hey, boo-boo, in the chat. What's up, Duke Chronic? I think Lawless Allen needs to go to Xfinity in 2024 and Cup in 2027, says Dawson Fair. Were you in college on 9/11? BB says, RJ, I was in college. It was either my first or second year. I think it was my second year because I was at Appalachian State. So I think it was my second year. I can't remember though. Let's see. Balls are sporty, says Shah. Chase can just have fun and not have pressure, and it will help him, says Duke Chronic. I could say Hooters, says Shy. So there you go. There's your Hooters reference. I think that's the second Hooters reference on the day. As far as that goes, a fine restaurant. They have chicken wings on Wednesday nights, usually on a discount, but I don't know in these trying times financially. Take a look at the poll question because we do have a poll question. I forgot to pump that up. Who goes to the Colleague 31? 51% right now are saying Noah. Second place with 26% is Carson Josephus Hocevar. Zane Smith in fourth with 8%. And in third, a multi-driver deal like the 16 last year. Get your vote in now. Let me know who you think is going where and doing what. Let's see. Looks like we've reached the end of the comments. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. Sorry the weather took us out and made us start late. But it was definitely a good time. And until the next one, peace. Y'all have a good one now.